Doing something totally new tonight. This is the very first Comic Zone. I want to showcase independent comic and zine creators, particularly those here in Alberta that I've been meeting over the last about a year now. What we're going to start on today is looking at ones from the Panel One Comic Creator Festival that was just this past weekend. And we're going to go through some of them. I don't know how many we're going to get through. This show is going to evolve, I think, quite a bit. It's I put together the scene for it today. It's just kind of crudely put together. We're going to be, oh, look, my water's still there. I'm a hack and a fraud. I'm really prepared, I'll tell you. I don't get nervous coming on stream, except tonight. Tonight, I feel like a little bit of the butterflies. I don't know why. I think it's because this means so much to me. I want to look at a bunch of ones. I think to maybe break the ice for myself and to get us into this. First thing we're going to do is I want to show if, so something I really want to push in this is showing you how to find, follow, and support these creators. I think that's really important. So I'm going to be kind of live as we're going through this thing. As we look at things, I'll then be adding the information for them to the bottom of the screen. So over there, if my finger will disappear. NVIDIA doesn't see this as a finger. So over there, you can see I'm putting how to find, follow, and support these creators because I've met all these people. They're fucking rad people. They're such good people. So first thing we're going to do though, some flagrant self-promotion. We're going to talk about what were them zines that my collaborator Gord and I have been working on. Let's start. This is Gord's new comic. We're going to take a look inside this thing. I've shown it off on screen before, but I don't think I've shown you it inside. So to really, really flagrantly self-promote, we're going to take a look inside this thing. Anybody who's been following me for a while knows I've been talking about this thing now for, about a month. We were working on it about a month ago to get it ready for print. Oh, and my cat's here. There might even be some special cat time if these cats all flood in here. So, yes, this is a new issue that Gord and I put out. It's issue 1 of 3. We're going to be doing 2 more issues, one by hopefully September, another one by the new year, hopefully, or into the new year. I'm pretty proud to say that I did this illustration on the inside front cover. If you've been watching me on Twitch, you may have watched me actually draw this thing. I'm going to turn on an extra little light here. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, so this light may or may not continue. We'll see. But so Gord has written and illustrated this beautiful, beautiful book. And I was the one who did the finishing work on getting the art ready and did the lettering. So we're pretty proud of what we've done here. My intention is eventually we'll be I'd like to actually read through the comics. I don't know if I'm quite set up for that yet. I don't think this is quite going to do it. I maybe need to get a slightly different setup for that, but we can definitely take a look at some of these. I also don't want to give everything away from all the different comics I'm going to be showing, but I want to show certain amounts of them and give you the gist of them. So this here is a story of Slim Evans. Arthur Slim Evans was a big name and a big face in the labor movements of the early 1900s, from about 1910 to 1935. He's really instrumental in a lot of labor movement. First, a little bit in the United States, and then into Canada. This guy caught some bullets for what he was saying at the time, which was telling workers that you have value you have a self-worth beyond what you create in wealth for your employer and for your industry, particularly in coal workers of the time. He was seeing some pretty heinous stuff. We cover in this first issue the early life of Slim Evans. Starts in a basement in Minneapolis around 1912, where he's first, this is Slim actually here in the audience, hearing from another labor organizer by the name of Joe. He's based on a real life person he's learning that, with unions, what is it worth? What's a union worth if it's in bed with the ones who would try to destroy it? Because what was happening at the time is, and we talk about it here, is the AFL, which is the American Federation of Labor, was trying to tell people that they had different amounts of value depending where they came from and depending on their race. Joe and Slim, very rightly, that ain't right. There's no way that who you are, where you come from, should determine your value, and your value should extend only to what you're doing for your employer. And they were seeing corruption all around themselves. This beautiful panel. Look at this. Look at this fucking panel that Gore did. Oh my God, it's so good. Talking about how the courts are controlled by the cops. The cops are controlled by the business owners. Politicians are bought out by every single one of them. So Slim then comes across later leaving this meeting that it's illegal for them to meet and talk about these things. He comes across a lynching in the streets of Minneapolis where an individual is killed for the great crime of working as if he were a white man. These were things that were happening back then. Lynchings were happening because white supremacists were trying to continue to tell African Americans that they were not worth the same as white people. He's chased through the streets by a bunch of cops and their dogs for being at this labor organization meeting. And he makes his way through town, luckily avoids the cops, and hitches a train the hell out of town and rides it all the way to Kansas City. Giving you just the very clip notes. At some point, we'll probably read right through this thing, and I'll do it with all the time that it should have, but we're going to do some clip notes because this is my flagrant self-promotion. So yeah, that we cover just the early stuff where we're finding reporters are being jailed if they're talking about labor things. A big thing that this talks about is people's right to food and not starving to death. Because at that time, a lot of people were starving and finding no help. So Slim was pretty big in terms of helping institute things in Canada like food banks, public health care, and labor protections. So this guy should be in our history books up here in Canada, and he's not. So that's why we're covering him. Gord's doing a super great job of that. Second issue will be coming out in just a few months. And then the final one probably later on. Yeah, definitely. If you know anybody who's interested in this, if you want to get a copy of this, reach out. We'll put it in the mail to anywhere in the world, really. Honestly, we'll send it anywhere it needs to go. So do reach out. I'll put some information for that as well on the screen here when I take down my flagrant self-promotion warning. We're going to take a very quick look at my two zines. I'm focusing a lot these days on these zines about ghost towns. If you've been watching my stream, you would have seen me do the research, the writing, the design, and the drawing of this, and the folding of this all on stream. I built this entire zine on stream live on Twitch. happy to it was an awesome thing to try, and it worked out. So I plan on doing more that way. I won't go too much into both of these, just that they talk about the rise and fall of some really beautiful gems of rural Alberta, and I would say that the railway is at the heart of both of these. Agriculture more for this one, and coal mining more for the Alberta Coal Branch. Very proud of both of these. They both have been quite well received, both at Edmonton and Calgary here. So I definitely plan on doing more. We won't delve too much more into them other than I'll give you a quick flip. See that some of the drawings I've done based on photographic reference, as well as a map that I do to show people how to get to these wonderful, wonderful historical gems of Alberta. Same with this one here. These ones are in southern Alberta. That's what you get on that one. Okay, flagrant self-promotion over. Other than, I'm going to quickly tell you where you can find us. This is where the fun stuff comes in. So, Gord can be found at Genki Comics on Instagram. I can be found at with these two hands, YYC. You can also find us at Genki Comics with an X.com. That's where you can find our stuff. So if you are at all interested in some of these things we've done, and there's some information on, and you'll find stuff from some of the past issues we've been doing of our collaboration. You'll find that all at all those links. Okay, self-promotion, over. Okay, I really want to dig into these panel 1. I'm going to mention here that if you want to find out more about panel 1, it's a cool, I don't even know really how to explain them. Are they a collective? Not really, sort of, kind of. It's an organization that sort of supports our comic creator community. They run this great thing called the Panel 1 Comic Creator Festival once or twice a year. I think they might be doing 2 a year, and I hope so. What they really, really excel in is, I think what they really excel in is community building and camaraderie. You can find them at panel 1, panel_1 on Instagram, and you can find their website at panel1.ca. It's super cool thing that they do. Let's take a quick, I'm going to show their website here. If I can figure this out, let's do it. Yes, Panel 1 Comic Creator Festival was just this past weekend, June 3rd. It's pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. I want to start going through this huge box of stuff. Look at this. Look at this. This is the width of this box. It's the width of my hand, which is not small. And it is full to the brim with comics and zines that I've traded for. I'm also a big, huge believer in creators and comic book and artists and zine artists and everyone else trading art for art. I'm a huge proponent. I run around these mini events. And I tell everybody, keep your money in your pocket. Never pay me for the thing I did. I will trade you for art you've done. So this is, I don't think I paid for a single thing in this box, other than with my own art. I want trades to really, I think trades have taken hold in our community, but I want it to just be the de facto standard way that we support each other as artists. Okay, let's start at the top. Now, there is one thing in here in particular I pulled aside because there's a young man who has what I think is a pretty spanking good comic series that he has a crowdfunding um, uh, campaign out for. I want to make sure I get to that before we cut tonight. So there's no way we're going to get through this box in one night. I want to take my time with this stuff. I'd rather rush through my stuff and then take our time with this stuff. Okay. So this is all from panel 1. This very first one I'll show you was just a couple of free posters I got from my friend Karen Mills. Now, Karen runs her own little studio called Prairie Crop Design. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm open to anything, Carp. I'd say if there are people who are interested, I'm actually doing an art trade right now with someone from the Forker community. They reached out and said, "How do I get these?" And I said, "Just send me your address and I'll send it to you." And they said, "Well, let me send you something back." So anybody who ever wants to do a zine trade, I'll send it anywhere. I'll send stuff anywhere in the world if you're interested in my stuff. So this is from Karen Mills of Prairie Crop Designs. These are really awesome posters. I can't even do them justice. They're so big that I can't make enough space on my desk for them. They're talking about what's called the Cape Breton coal strikes in the 1920s. So Cape Breton is out on the East Coast in the Maritimes, and there was a fairly substantial strike that was, very, very crazy. They, as like they do with a lot of strikes of that era, they were trying to be busted up pretty hard. And the vice president of the company saying that they can't stand the gap, and it became they can't stand the gap became a rallying cry for these coal workers. So I'm going to put a few things up on the little thing here. So Prairie Crop Designs. You have to bear with me because I'm doing this stuff across like 3 screens and putting it up here. I'll have to evolve it in some way. Okay, Prairie Crop Design is the name of the outfit with Karen Mills. She's very talented and a super, super nice person. Extremely nice person. So Prairie Crop Design. You can find... look at that. Look at that garbage I just put up on the screen. Go to prairiecropdesign.com or follow at Prairie Crop Design, all one word. So Karen is super, super talented. Very happy to know her. And she's been working with this, the Graphic History Collective at graphichistorycollective.com. Doing some work. We've been doing some work on these posters to kind of put history in a visual context, which I think the visual medium is the strongest for sharing ideas and sharing understanding of world events. Also one here that was based on what they called the Spanish flu epidemic. The pandemic that happened about 100 years ago. So after the First World War, a lot of soldiers came back with this terrible flu, and it very, very similar to what we've just gone through in the last few years, and was actually handled in quite the same way, which is to say, not well, not smartly. These are incredible posters because they have an essay on each one. Karen's done the poster where it's done these really amazing ways of representing this. Like, let me say, there is no democratic virus. Are we all in this together? Then, as now, the 1918 flu virus was said to be democratic, affecting everyone equally. In reality, poor people, people of color, and indigenous peoples suffered in the greatest numbers. Just like what we just went through. You know, approximately 55,000 Canadians died during the pandemic in 1918-19. Yeah, these are awesome. Karen really knocked these out of the park. The essays are incredible as well. This is how I like to see my history. So definitely give Karen a follow. Take a look at what she's been doing. It's been pretty great. Pretty great. Open the box. See what's inside. Ooh, I got some fun stickers here to show you. This will be fairly quick. Even so, this is from Emily Gossman. Look at that. Look at this amazing horse maid. Merhorse. Merhorse? Really cool. Emily Gossman, I'm going to put up their information. You'll find Emily's work at on Instagram at floral_monsters. They have a really cool, basically, I think an ongoing graphic novel in the works that they're releasing piece by piece, which is super cool. And it is emilygossman.com. So when I was trading for my zines, I was picking out some stickers. And this one really caught my eye with the cool, look at that, sort of reflective. I don't even know what they call that. And it's not a holographic, but it's sort of mermare. Yeah, you got it. You got it, Joe. Look at that. Look how cool it is. Even Emily's business card is pretty spectacular. It's like a Pokemon card, sort of. Can I get you just to give me a little focus? Just a little focus is all I'm asking for. Just a little focus. So My Love in Stitches, some of the work that Emily's been doing. That's awesome. I love this. It's got that silk lamination, which is so nice. Mermaid, that's pretty good too. You guys are so smart. Emily's stuff is awesome. And actually, I was on Emily's Instagram earlier today and saw they just put something out a day ago that was it's page 144 of Floral Monsters. Really nice artwork. Okay. Emily also had a lot of cool zines, but when I was trading, we were talking about stickers, and I went for the stickers. Next time I see Emily, I'm hoping I'll have some new work and I can trade for some of the zines that they had because they had some really nice zines there as well. Okay. I haven't even worked out where I'm going to put the things I've talked about as I do them. Really well planned there, Charles. Really well planned. Okay. This next stuff, oh, it's so beautiful. I have a series of postcards I traded for. This is from Charlotte Marshall. Charlotte is very nice. I met Charlotte for the first time at last year's panel one, actually. You can find them at Puffy. Oh, was there an underscore? Get it right. At Puffy Whiz. And look at this. I want to pour over these for a minute. I just want to pour over this artwork. It reminds me of like Legend of Zelda, and it's like whimsical. The stylization around. with having this almost plumage around the eyes. It's really something. Beautiful effects on the rain. The glow of the fireflies. Very good. Very incredible work. So these creatures are all, I think, based on owls. If I want to take a stab at it and probably get it wrong. But really beautiful work. This one here with the character kind of behind a sort of a totem, a carved totem, is really awesome. Really amazing work on fungal and foliage touches and beautiful like bloom effects and everything. Ugh. Really incredible stuff. Really incredible stuff. Watching for shooting stars. How close can I get? Let's see. Beautiful stuff. Charlotte does incredible work on this stuff. Does so much more. So I think it's definitely worth a follow. I'm hoping I'll give you a ton of great Instagram follows. I have maybe the best Instagram feed in the world because all it is people I've met at art events and have followed from there. These are a couple of things from a friend of ours. Let me look up his Instagram because it escapes me. The artist on this one is Cam Hayden. Cam Hayden is one of the raddest dudes I've ever met. He is super cool. Does these amazing, amazing illustrations. He's the artist behind one of my favorite independent comics. It's on my shelf back here somewhere. I'm gonna be showing it on stream at some point. It's called Futility, written by Rick Overwater and drawn by Cam Hayden. And it's this great, nasty, gory, body fluid filled space romp with a hillbilly. Oh my god, do I have it? I gotta have it around here somewhere. Here's one issue, Futility. This is Cam Hayden's artwork with Rick Overwater as the writer of this stuff. Look at that. He's actually in I believe, basically a piss-filled sack here. It's like, look, you got goop and parasites. This is the kind of stuff you get from Futility. It's one of my favorite comic series ever. So good. So damned good. We will get to it. Yeah, Lance Glader. Yeah, Bad Karate, you and Cam would get along like peas in a pod. You guys kind of remind me of each other a little bit. You're both just like super cool, chill rad dudes. So Cam did his own take on Detective Comics. So he's taken it and put his own spin on in this little mini zine. Look at this, just a mini one. It's just a little mini thing. But he's changed it kind of the way that he would do it, which is great. Yeah, he's in a sack, exactly. The case of the Chemical Syndicate. The Batman, a mysterious and adventurous figure fighting for the righteousness and apprehending the wrongdoer. In his lone battle against the evil sources of society, his identity remains unknown. The home of Commissioner Gordon, who at this moment is having a smoking contest with his young socialite friend, Bruce the Prepuce Wayne. Just a regular guy, very unassuming. Well, Commissioner, anything exciting happening these days? Nope. Oh, except for some guy out there called the Batman. Puzzles me, huh? Hello. What the fuck? Lambert, the Chemical King, stabbed to death. His idiot son's greasy fingerprints on the goddamn knife. You bet your nuts I'll be right over. That's what you can expect from Cam's take on Detective Comics. It's really good. Here's a little something. Hold your phone up to the screen, scan that. That'll get you to something. I don't remember what. It might be a digital version of this, in which case don't do it. Contact Cam. Get your own. Yeah, it's so he has Batman smoking a pipe all the way through this issue. In every single panel, Batman is smoking a pipe. It's it's very funny. Batman saying "You dig" with a pipe in his mouth. That's very good. So it says on the back, for fun, I took a crack at redoing the first Batman adventure, but goofier. If you compare it, you might find that it was already pretty goofy. This version was originally serialized on my Patreon account. If you felt like checking it out later, I'd appreciate it, as my only other income comes from whoring, and I'm quite unappealing. Patreon.com/Lance Goiter. Let's put that up on the screen. I, for some reason, did not know that Cam had a Patreon. Patreon.com/Lance Goiter. And then we have Batman whacking a guy over the head and cracking him open like an egg with a wrench. Oh, it's Cam's Patreon, the QR code? Good. I'm glad I didn't give away a cool digital copy of something. So yeah, follow that thing. It'll get you to Cam's Patreon. Come on. Work with me. My computer's just screeching. It's like, you can't tell me to focus a camera. I can't possibly focus a camera. And here Cam has done his take on the Beverly Hillbillies opening. Beverly. Words by Paul Henning. Words and drawings by Cam Hayden. In 2017. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food. And up from the ground came some bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea. Let me lick my fingers. This reminds me of that scene from There Will Be Blood. Give me the blood, Lord. I've abandoned my boy. But here we are at Jed's terrible funeral. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Like kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Look at that gnarly man. Said California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars. Here's where we get an EC Comics sort of Tales from the Crypt vibe. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. We're here to rip your faces off. And they would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. And it becomes a zombie feeding fest. Y'all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. You hear? That's a really good, his take on basically a Dolly Parton. Cam is so good. Oh, yeah. I guess that would be, which one? That was the daughter, right? The blonde hair. There's old grandma. There's old grandma. Yeah. Cam's one of the people that made me want to do this stuff. I want to do a bunch of I want to do a bunch of submissions to publications this year. That's my goal for this year, is make more zines, make some more comics, and also work on submissions for publications. And Cam's a big part of that. Cam has done some great stuff that's been going into, we'll be going through it at some point. I've got a bunch of issues of the magazine called Freaky. It's called Freaky. Cam's in at least 3 or 4 issues of this thing. We'll be going through those. That's in a separate box. We got a whole other box before we get to there. Beverly Hillbillies were barely in it. They were in it. In this one, they're in it, but they're all these dead people coming back to eat them, I think. That's all his kinfolk. Okay. It's tough to follow up Cam Hayden stuff. It's got such a vibe, but we're going to do it. So Bobo T. At bo.t. So Bobo T does these super awesome, whimsical. This one here is called Magical Nonsense. Really beautiful, really nicely produced. Inside it says, "Holy moly, comics are hard. Tell me about it. Tell me about it." Once again, I'll give you a quick flavor of it. So it talks about, so you want to learn the forbidden art of summoning magic? Just take your enchanted quill, your elderwood paper, and gets himself a evil incarnate summoned. And there's just a series of shorter, I think these may have started out as webcomics. I could be wrong, but I think these started out as webcomics. I'll often find, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, so the person that goes with the Bobo T, they often will be tabling together with another creator, which escapes me which one it is. But if I'm remembering the right person, their stuff is so cute. It's also got like a bit of the macabre in it. But look at that. Look at this. Look at this sweaty pervert here. It's great. Now you see we get into some demons and such. Really beautiful work. It's got that sort of, a bit like a Ren and Stimpy or even an Adventure Time would be, where it's got a sort of, it's cute and then it also gets dark at times. Super dark. An all-powerful elixir, strawberry flavored. Yeah. That's, I think, some of the best stuff that Bobo T does is just that everything is very hand-drawn and is, you can feel the gestural quality of it. You just feel creativity flowing onto the page when I see hand-drawn panels like that. And they make it work. Super nice stuff. Super nice stuff. Okay. Ooh, I've got a whole bunch of stuff from the next creator, I believe. Yes. Stacy Lee Brew. Ah, Stacy's very cool. Stacy is the coolest. Stacy Lee Brew is an artist and an illustrator based out of Calgary, I believe. Most of these people, if they're not based in Calgary, most of them are based in Edmonton, but Stacy Lee Brew, I believe, is based in Calgary. I could be wrong. You never know. I'm wrong about a lot of things. So Stacy Lee Brew can be found at Stacy Lee Brew. This great bookmark / business card. They had a bunch of different ones of these. They're super cool. They have this great series of frog stickers. When I was asked which one to pick to go with for my trade, I of course picked the little punk frog in the platform Doc Martens dog collar. Kind of goth, kind of punky. But Stacy has a whole set of different ones for this. This is gonna sound terrible, but like those stupid NFT things with the apes. I'm like, no, this stuff is a billion times better. She had all these great frogs, and they're very similar. Like she's really done these amazing series of it. I'm like, if the first NFTs that came out were like this, maybe they would have taken off. If they come out like this and it hadn't been like people just stealing money like NFTs are. Also got these great zines. The Stroll, number 1 and number 2. First one's from 2019. Second one, I don't know. Probably about the same. And they're basically a stroll through Stacy's sketchbook. So really like classic zine where it feels super punk rock, super like pulling all your stuff. You can actually see how things were cut out of a sketchbook. You can see the little bit of a line, a little bit of a shadow where these things were cut out, placed on a page, and then photocopied or scanned to first get them. Let the daily trudge of words across pages fill a void of work that will temper my moods and fill my belly. Find a light-natured think along the tree line and imagine. Really. Sand that blends into stone between sandbars. The distance a heart travels. Alone in a lifetime, the sky ends there with the water. It's just really cool, like, almost strikes me as almost beatnik poetry. Oh, look at this magical mullet. Really nice stuff. So we're kind of strolling through Stacy's thought process and pieces from their sketchbook. Beautiful illustrations. Life may not begin to tire of my influence until these pages are finished and I am found beneath the covers. Stacy has a way with words. What can I say? Here's part of some of the, looks like early sketches for the frogs. Yeah, really cool. Stroll through my sketchbook. These ones I really love. So Stacy has done a couple of guides for people who want to start making zines. So Stacy Brew's Zine Guide, which are tips and advice for the burgeoning zinester. Is a fun look at zine. Lots and lots of little tips. And they're almost like fun little jokes. Learn to tolerate paper cuts. It's the price you pay for making a zine. Learn how to fold and rip paper. You're going to lose your scissors. So I love that it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek take on a how-to. Handwrite in your zine if you want to. Who cares about legibility? But there's some really good tips in here. But it's fun to read all the way through. Zines can be about anything. Make a boring zine. Make a zine that nobody wants to read and everybody forgets in their junk drawer. Why not? Make whatever. Just make something. Don't like your zine? You don't have time to finish it? Throw it away. Start over. So the stuff that people in creative, even myself, absolutely myself, I'm a poster child for needing to be told stuff like this. Here's a great one. Trade zines with someone. Trust me. Can't remember if it was Stacy that I was talking to that said that it may have been Stacy or someone tabling very close to where Stacy was at panel 1, said that they had over 1,000 zines and they've had libraries and bookstores asked to purchase their entire zine library because it's so robust. But basically also said, well, I would never sell it. It's too valuable to me. It's too important. The last one I'll show is Stacy's Beginner Guide to Zine School. Beautiful cover. Really nice. Zine School, A Beginner's Guide. In 2022. Created by Stacy Brew. What is a zine? A zine is a handmade publication made purely out of passion from our hero. 2000-2002. Zine, a noun. A non-commercial, often homemade or online publication usually devoted to specialized and often unconventional subject matter. Zines are small circulation self-published magazines, usually reproduced via photocopier. Print runs of fewer than 100 copies are most common, with runs reaching around 1,000 at most. All sounds right to me. It is the history of zines. Talking about how there was early zines super far back, but in our sort of more recent history, starting in the 1930s. Look at all this. Oh my God, so good, so smart. I wanted to do something similar to this, but it's been done so well that I wouldn't even try to make a little how-to zine now. This is so good, this one. All the things you might need, even gives you the information about how to fold a microzine. Exactly where you have to cut it, exactly how you have to fold it. I think the microzine is the quintessential zine. How to make a quarter-page zine with almost no trouble at all. Ah, so good. Tips on what you can make it about. So cool. So cool. I'm going to have to be going through this further again because I have those questions. Okay, I made a zine. Now what the hell do I do? Stacy's very, very smart. Very cool stuff. So that's Stacy Lee Brew. How are we doing on time? Okay, been about an hour. Excellent. I think we're doing good. We're going real slow, but I think we're giving everything its due. Let's see. Let's do a quick one next. Yeah, let's do a quick one next. These are cool. So Anna Kinderwater, you're going to see Anna Kinderwater stuff again. I have stuff from another show that we traded for. She does this great series called Girls. And these are actually the two most recent. So when we see Anna Kinderwater again on this program, it will be going back in time to some of the more earlier girls ones. Anna Kinderwater has a real knack for the graphic design side. I think like getting and mixing really great print techniques and illustration with a designer's point of view, if that makes sense. Let me just show it. Like I get a very like 60s fashion magazine vibe when I see Anna's stuff. Just when I see these sort of stylized things with eyelashes and these a piece of fruit and things and the way she's rendered this peel going down, and it's hard to see, but the sort of brown print almost gives you an impression of gold. It's I don't think it's foil. Well, it's not like a foil or anything, but it gives you that impression. It's just rendered so beautifully. You get that sort of debutante in hiding. Yeah, there are these just great one sheets that Anna puts together. And she does this entire series of them. And each one of them, I just get this feeling of like a high fashion, like this stuff would have been in early issues of Vogue or something, So Anna's pretty cool. And Anna's also extremely kind, extremely nice to talk to. Very, very nice person. Always like catching up with Anna. Yeah, like look at like this would be at home in any high fashion type magazine. And then you see lots of flat illustration, and then also these things where she turns it on its head and does this almost like, I would say she almost would have done some sort of rendering for this to get it to do, this splash to do what it's doing and look the way it looks, and to basically in 2 dimensions wrap itself around this boot. Very clever. And also the look at this intricacy. Yeah, very good. Too good. Too good. Really good stuff. And then also just the presentation of it is so perfect. You get these beautiful artifacts. We're gonna have to at some point. Hey Snarp, how's it going? At some point I'm gonna have to put a counter up on the screen or make some sort of macro or something to count the amount of times I'm going to say artifact as I'm going through these things. Because there's no other way to explain some of these other than they are these beautiful artifacts made by talented creators. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit longer. At some point, so this here. Oh, I forgot. Oh gosh, I'm so dumb. I forgot to put Anna's information online. Blech. Early show first, folks. First time I'm doing it. Anna Kinderwater. Gotcha. Here it is. This the one? Which one? I think this one. Yes. So Anna Kinderwaters. This is the one that you should follow if you wanted to see Anna's artwork. At a dot Kinder H2O. Right? Anna Kinderwater. You'll see lots of stuff that she's been making in there. So yeah, definitely follow Anna. This stuff, I think there are some folks out there, I think you would really dig this stuff. You'd love to have that in your hands. Okay. At some point on this or some other program I'm doing, we're going to go through this bad boy right here. Thrud. by Zach Schuster. Zach is he's a very, very talented young artist. So we'll go this. Look at that. It's got some beef to it. Zach has been creating. Zach used to actually work for one of the local comic shops, probably the best comic shop in town, if you ask me. He worked there for probably 8 years, I think. All the time, just putting the work in, building his skills, building his storytelling, building this world of Thrud. We will go through this entire thing at some point, because I think this is one I'd like to actually read through and do all the voice, do a full meal deal. But what we're going to cover today, because we're going through stuff from this past Panel 1 Comic Creator Showcase, is a little teaser for Thrud, the Ballad of Bragi. Bragi? We'll say Bragi. So this is Zach Schuster and GMB Chomachuk creating this thing here. Let me get Zach's information to put. So yeah, he's working on a new book, a new full graphic novel, 2024. And I think, if you have not heard of Thrud yet, and you may not have, it's been really doing well here in in Western Canada already. I think people are going to hear the name Thrud more and more. I think what Zach is building is going to be big. Mark my words. I think he's the real deal. Let me grab Zach's information here. So follow Zach's stuff here at ZM Schuster, at ZM Schuster, ZM Schuster, Z, whatever you choose. Zach's stuff is awesome. Also, let me see if I can find Chomachuk's information. Chomachuk, hello, I found you. Let me quickly grab GMB's information here. Oh, there's an ad running. I was supposed to be watching for that. So we're going to go through this in just a few minutes. There's an ad rolling right now. I want to give that a chance to run through, but now we get to have special ad time, just you and me. This is just for you subscribers and me. This is when we get to have a little chat. What's your favorite so far? That's what I want to know. What's your favorite thing we've gone through so far? That's what I want to know. Boba teas? Yeah, boba tea is super cool. That stuff is very, very good. Let me see if I can find. Zach also has a website. So we're gonna let this ad play out. It's got about 2 minutes left. I want to make sure that goes through. Yeah, Bad Karate. As soon as I think Cam stuff, I think of you. I think this would be right up your alley. It's got all that sensibility of the old EC Comics, horror comics, but it's like got that modern, like 70s grindhouse. Yeah, Anna's stuff is very inspiring. Yeah, the amount of talent we put in a single room in this town when we do panel 1 is astounding. It's a crazy room to be in, to feel, because There's people all the way from like just out of art school or still in art school creating this like really dynamic, crazy new stuff to us more older people. Although I'm rather new to the actual scene itself, and it's everything in between, and it's everybody being very supportive and very just good to each other. Everyone just being very good to each other, which is really nice. And that's what it's all about, really. Okay, so in 30 seconds, we'll go through this thing. We're not quite there yet. I want to let that ad run out. I need to do a better job at watching for the ads. I'm not going to get into another rant about Twitch ads, though. I'm gonna keep myself under control and not complain about the ads. Okay. I think that if you had an ad, you don't have an ad now. So we'll move on. I didn't realize an ad was about to hit. I'm supposed to take a break every hour. Need to do better on that. Okay, so let's talk about Thread, the Ballad of Bragi. One thing I will also mention before we go through this, I put Zach's website there, zmschuster.com. He's also done, together with a friend of his, they created a board game called Wizlords in Space. And it's already sounds like it's getting good traction, and it's really cool. Let's take a look at it. Wizlords in Space is a cosmic card game. It's a 2-player game. All of it was conceived and written and worked out by the two of them. It was Zach and his friend. I don't remember his friend's name, but they worked out they built the game from scratch themselves. And then Zach did all of the illustrations and design of this thing. It looks awesome. It's apparently quite easy to pick up and start doing. I'm not big on card games. My brain ain't wired that way. But these things are awesome, and the illustrations look so cool. Yeah, they successfully I believe they successfully kickstarted this thing, and it's like just in production now. You can just get this thing. WizBizGame.games is where you get that thing. Let's take a look. WizBiz Games. Wizlords in Space. Look at this thing. Cool tokens in them. Ah, so good. You can even get the print and play version. Not out yet. Soon. Really, really good stuff. He had it at the show, and if I understood anything about card games, I might have picked it up, but I was like, let's just trade for some stuff. Okay. So Thread is a world based loosely in Norse mythology. And the really unique thing about it is that I believe in most of the stuff, the title characters do not speak. It is a largely a silent, a silent setup, which is incredible because storytelling in that way, I don't think I could do it. I always want to tell. I always want to tell a lot. Where Zach has really mastered the show and don't tell. Where we see the titular hero diving for an amulet here. Look at that. Look at the motion, and as he blows the sort of ancient amulet. It's very, very good. Very, very good. So yeah, Zach is really onto something here. And here he's doing some stuff in combination with GMB, who does these more really intricate, gnarly things. Yeah, I think Zach's really gonna take off in the world of comics, and very soon probably leave Calgary behind and be a superstar in anywhere he wants to be. So we'll go through that thread volume 1 at some point here. Yeah, once again, he tells the story without the titular hero saying anything. There are other people saying things, and there's narration. But Thread's just doing his thing. Can you not do that, please, Hazel? My cat is mucking around. So follow Zach's exploits. Here we got Hazel here. Say hello, Hazel. Don't disappear. We're going to jump into some more postcards and a sticker. So Big Hitters is a series from Travis, and make sure I get the Travis Sengos. Sengos. I probably butchering that pretty bad. But Travis is very talented. So Travis Sengos has a series called Heavy Hitters. Got a really great style to it. He kind of, to me, it brings together some of the I think some of the people, back in the 90s when I was buying comics, there was a lot of, let's face it, back in the 90s there was a lot of trash, but there were some people who were knocking it out of the park. And this to me has that feeling of the 90s people, like a Joe Maduria. I'm saying that name wrong as well. That's where it's like really nicely stylized, really dynamic. This thing of the foreshortening of this gun in the hand. It's got that feeling. I think he nails it. Where it's got, especially like the stylized faces. Look at that. Look how rich that one is. Got your heavy hitters, the two heroes here. Beautiful star field in the background. Look at that. That's beautiful. Like it hits me in all the same places that when I was first being really struck by early Japanese animation in the early 90s. This reminds me of Robot Carnival, which was like, for me, it was Robot Carnival and Fist of the North Star were like my first two anime things that like ran me over like a freight train. And this reminds me of the opening to Robot Carnival. If you've never seen the opening of the Robot Carnival, it's very good. Yeah, the coloring is out of this world. Really, really good. Really shows a maturity of understanding of how to make it dynamic, but to also keep that, they keep the very similar palette happening so it doesn't overwhelm you. There's a lot, this would be very easy to make it overwhelm you, but they don't do it. Yeah, Robot Carnival is one of my favorite movies. And this, for me, this is the beginning to that. The beginning and outro of that. So Travis Travis is really, really good. Ooh, good. My flagrant self-promotion worked. I've never self-promoted myself in a Discord before, so I took the plunge tonight because I really wanted to have some people see this inaugural episode of the Comix Zone. Thanks for being here. Books, brews, and booze. I'm gonna have to start just calling you BB&B at some point here. Because at some point, I'm going to stumble over my words and say something really stupid. Good to see you, though. Very good to see you. Yeah, if you watch the intro and outro of Robot Carnival, you'll see exactly what I mean about the idea of that postcard from Travis being just like that. We're going to do another set of 2 postcards. We're going to do a couple more. Let's see, this one's from Mouse. This one is from, oh yes, from Wheat Art. Yeah, okay. Let's get to this one first. There was so much good frog stuff. There was so much good frog stuff at the show. I want to be a frog. Live in mud, eat bugs, and have clammy skin. I want to be a frog. This one is from T. Louis. It's one of those things where I tabled T. Louis. Let me make sure. Give me a second. I got to make sure I get the right Instagram handle for T. Louis. T. Louis Draws. There's the one. At T. Louis Draws, there's a QR code if you'd like. I think it takes you to their link tree or website. Look at that terrible reflection I'm getting in the, and I'm moving around like crazy too. I bet you it's real easy to scan stuff. But yeah, T. Louis does awesome stuff and tons of stuff. I just happened to, I saw this and I said, take my stuff. I want that frog. I don't care if you give me anything else. I want to be a frog. T. Louis is very nice. Next one. Oh my God, this postcard is so good. So there's a couple things I'll show you on this one. So this next person is, let me bring up and get the proper Wheat Art. Give me the thing. Give me the Wheat Art. That's not it. Is that it? That's not it. Where is it? Give me a second, folks. I'm going to find it. I swear I'm going to find it. Oh, you know what? I remember why. This next person is not on Instagram. I remember them telling me, oh, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Facebook, I'm on DeviantArt, and I'm on Fur Affinity, but I'm not on Instagram. That's the only one they're not on. I'm going to write it here anyways. Be the frog you wish to see in the world. Exactly. You got it. Books. So this is not Insta. Wheat Art, and you can find them at Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, DeviantArt, Fur Affinity. The other thing I'm going to show you. Let's see if are we going to be able to read it? Or am I going to have to type it out? Oh, I'm going to have to type it out. Let me show it to you first. This is an illustration that they did for a book that their father had written. Let me put that right there and I'll find more information about it. Wheat Art, Facebook. at Wheat Art. Let's see if I can find more information about it. This is not the person. That's not the person. That's not the right person. Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna bring everything up on the screen. Trust me. I'm getting there. I'm so close. So I'm gonna put this link in the bottom as well. Bear with me. books2read.com/u/for-copy. Okay, here we go. I think I did it. Is this the right one? This might be the one. This is the right one. This is the right one. So their father had written this book called Genesis Project. Azra of the Burning Sands. So for this book, their daughter made these beautiful illustrations. Remind me of the old, not Dungeons and Dragons, but I remember there was a guidebook. There was sort of, it was almost like a self-run, almost choose your own adventure, but with Dungeons and Dragons style rolling dice. A book that I borrowed from the library way back when. This reminds me of stuff from that. So not like your Dungeons and Dragons, but very similar, like adjacent to it, right? So look at this creepy snake man, the snake being, the really great sort of two-tone blacks. So just these beautiful illustrations. She had a series of illustrations she had done for this book that her father had written. So the book is not by the same artist, but this was made for the book. This is in the book. And you can find them at, oh, I'm sorry, it didn't, why did that not come through? Wheat Art. There we go. At Wheat Art. But you won't find that on Instagram. You're only going to find that on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, DeviantArt, and Fur Affinity. Let's see if I can find them on one of those. Let's bring up the DeviantArt maybe. That always goes well, right? Have I ever been on DeviantArt? Maybe. Maybe once or twice. I don't know much about it. Here we go. I'm going to bring this up. Display primary. Wheat Art, illustrator and troublemaker. So they do these neat sort of anthropomorphic things. They had this book here called Shifted, Skin Deep. Well, I'm going to get myself in trouble here in a minute. We'll stop right there. I don't know what else is coming. So it all looks okay. It all looks pretty PG. I don't know much of. All I know is anytime I've heard somebody talking about DeviantArt, it's about like getting in trouble about it. Anyways, Wheat Art, they do awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Whoa, we're getting short on water. That's a good sign. That means we're getting towards the end of the stream. Okay. Next one. We're going to look at something from Mouse Brown. I think Mouse Brown might be one of the people who tables with Bobo Tea, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. All these great people. Mouse Oleum, I think is that. Let me double check this though. Better double check my work before I send you to an Instagram. Yes, the Mausoleum is where you'll find Mouse Brown. Mouse Brown, they, them is really awesome. They are at the Alberta University of the Arts here in Calgary. Very talented. This is not the last time you're going to see something from Mouse Brown. I have a stack of their stuff in another one of these boxes from another show we did together last year. They call this one here, this particular one, Have You Tried Not Being Sad? Musings on Depression from an Artist Who Suffers from It. So it's about the stigma of depression in our society. A constant chill under my skin and radio static in my heart. How are you? Stop whining. I care about you. Get over it. I love you. I hate you. You know, some days I'm happy. Some days I'm sad. Most days I'm sad. I'm always sad. I just pretend to be happy. And all the things you hear as you're going through it. So fucking annoying. Your friends hate you. They're fed up and pretending that you, all the shit that you hear. Be void. Nothing. I am nothing. But the feeling in my chest, in my bones, remains. I'm here. I'm alive. Beautiful artwork. And really good, poignant writing. Mouse is insanely, insanely talented. Very fun to talk to. Very quiet, very shy, very nice person. I get a kick out of him. Not the last time you're going to see Mouse Brown, I'll tell you right now. I have a bunch of awesome little zines from Mouse. I'm going to skip these ones for now because I have some other stuff from the same artist I want to pull out of another box because it's going to lead into this. I'll get back. This is stuff from a fellow named Trevor Geisky. We will get back to Trevor. I need to show you some stuff. Maybe what I'll do is I'll show you this first one from Trevor Geisky. I need to search I just remember that Trevor's ones were tough to find. Here we go. Because he's got a personal and an art one. This is Trevor's art one. Cosmic Amazing. I can't wait to show you the other thing I have. It's just it feeds in, it ties into an earlier work that I have from last year's show. And this is a teaser for the next chapter of it that's coming. So I want to show you those two things. I want to show you in order. So this is from Trevor. The Long Zine. Trevor's stuff is really good, by the way. Really, really good. We got this nice big worm. I eat dirt. It's my style. Can you keep a secret? It's kind of gross. I poop dirt. It's a fun little one. It's a fun short one. A lot of Trevor stuff has more storyline to it. This, I love it. I love it. It's just like, it's one of those zines that is just the form of it as being a long zine ties into what's inside of it. And it's essentially just a set up punchline kind of thing. I eat dirt. Well, guess what? I also poop dirt. That's where your dirt comes from. I love it. Trevor's very clever. Where are we getting here? 12:30? Oh boy, we're doing great. We're going to probably wrap up at about 1 a.m. My time, Mountain Time. So we're going to do a couple more, and then we're going to jump onto one I've pulled aside and wanted to cover tonight because that particular artist has a crowdfunding effort going on right now. So I want to show their stuff. Okay, we've got three things here. These are from quite some time ago. So starting in 2007, second one from 2010, and the third one from 2012. These are from Beth Wagner. Beth Wagner, very nice. Let me find their Instagram. It's very easy. It's just Beth_Wagner. So these are three volumes of space trucking that they've put out over the last, what'd that be, last 15, 16 years. Yeah, go get some sleep, books. Definitely get some sleep. Good to see you, by the way. Thank you for coming by. Good stuff. Anytime. Absolutely anytime. You're always welcome. Good to see you. So let's read through the first one. Let's just read right through the first one. So it starts off, you can see the space trucking spacecraft coming through. What's the holdup? I need those propulsion systems on yesterday. Yeah, well, that's not good enough. Same to you too. You shouldn't be so hard on him, John. You know he just lost his life partner recently. He's bound to be a bit flighty. You'd know all about that, wouldn't you? Oh, when he hurts her. Cuts are real deep on that one. It's got an automatic, like, very quick to getting to the sort of character development. There are signs of wear on the conductor, but other than that, it's fine. Well, we're losing power from somewhere. Go check the U5 relay. Engineering. Charlie, are you there? The ship is still in the air, isn't it? What do you want? What's the status? I'm working on redirecting fuel from Deck 9 into holoscreens. How long will it take? About 10 minutes. I need it sooner than that. We hit terminal velocity in 6 minutes. I'm going as fast as I can. Do me a favor and SADA. Primary systems failure. Power going offline. And then we end up with brace for impact. We're going to crash. Cool. Beautiful covers too. You probably, and you see it, this is beautiful, like there's a beautiful like sheen on this. It's I think what they call pearl. I think it's a pearlized paper. Look at that. You see that? You see that sheen? Oh, baby. Saw that and I was like, if you're okay with giving me some space trucking, I'll take space trucking. And Beth was so nice to say that for my little black and white zines, yeah, take all three. Take all three of them that are out so far. We'll leave you with that suspense. Oh, because we end up, after the next crash, hell, let's go through these. We'll go through Beth's things, and then we'll go through the last one of the night, and then we will, I'll probably play Fortnite for 2 hours. Because I'm a schlub. Anyways, Space Truckin', Volume 2. Once again, this is by Beth Wagner. Report. Is everyone okay? I picture that guy just kind of gruffly barking everything he says. Jian, reporting, I'm okay. I should take off seeing my camera when I make those noises. Well, if you can insult my mother, you can't be that bad off. Yeah, they're all sort of in the belly of the beast here, right? Like there's all the components of the ship, basically. He's in there basically pulling wires. They're all kind of just in it. It reminds me of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, where they're all inside AM, the computer. Well, then obviously you're fine as well. Can't you leave him around for a minute? Not a chance. Charlie, you okay? I I feel okay, I guess. Charlie's pretty fucked up. It's like he may have been impaled on his control module in engineering. Great. I'm gonna make my way to the escape pod bay. When I get there, I can access the environment sensors, and from there, I really like this drawing in particular. I think is really, really strong. Like, really, like, has the dramatics of it. I can figure out where we are. This is almost like painterly. This one, cool. Beth also has a really. I like Beth's Instagram feed. She also posts awesome pictures of landscapes here in Alberta that she sees, like sunrises and sunsets. I get my fill of like really excellent sunrises and sunsets from her very good feed. So Space Truckin' 3. This one's from 2012. I just don't think it's right at all. They needed to stay with the ship to see if they could get it fixed while we see if we can find some civilization here. Charlie was bleeding out when we left him. There's a fully stocked first aid station on the ship. She just gives him the cold look. She knows it's wrong. How much do you really know about his physiology anyway? Sure, us humanoids only have a few liters in us, but who's to say? I just think it was a bad decision to leave them alone is all. Look, we're not going to be long. We just need to get up over this hill and... Well, what do we have here? Oh, look at this pervert. I'd say we have a few more guests to the party. As much as I'd like to stay and rock out with you, we really need to get our ship fixed up. Actually, there's like a Ziggy Stardust quality. I take back the pervert thing. Ziggy Stardust is the best. So. Wait, did you say ship? Weird. Gills. Oh, look at these great characters she's made. Spiders? Why didn't you say so? This is definitely Ziggy Stardust. Okay, we're going to give them a show tonight like they've never seen. And then we're getting off this planet. It's cool seeing how this is like, it's gone a few years every time, but she keeps that she keeps the narrative going. Okay. We're going to move to our last one of the night. This is going to be a big one. Because I want to showcase Lumpy Slump. Once again, Bad at Karate, if you're still here, this stuff makes me think of you. It's in the vein of that Cam Hayden stuff. Like this is look at this one. This is meant to evoke that mid 70s, mid 80s heavy metal. It's got a warning right on it for explicit content. What else do you need? What else do you need? So, John Moretta is here in Calgary. I think he actually works at a tattoo parlor called Smiling Buddha. It's probably the most well-known tattoo shop in town. John was so generous. He gave me the first 2 issues of Lumpy Slump, as well as this awesome zine, Lumpy Slump versus Predator. But just so you know, it's inspired by Predator, but any likeness to characters referenced within are coincidental and shit. Support independent comics, it says. And also these great Great stickers, these decals. A couple for Smiling Buddha Tattoo in town here. There's Lumpy Slump. So Lumpy Slump, what you need to know about Lumpy Slump, it's got a little happy face off the left shoulder. Is not afraid of violence, not afraid to put their hand through somebody. Look at this. Oh my God. I would put this on my car if Michelle wouldn't kill me. Look at that. Look at this fucking thing. Support independent comics. That's putting your money where your mouth is. Look at how beautiful this is. Crazy, like holographic foil support independent comics sticker. So cool. So cool. Let me take one more drink of water. So let's take a quick look at Lumpy Slump 1 and 2. And I need to bring up Lumpy Slump. So you can follow Lumpy Slump Official. And also, I am going to find there's a crowdfunding effort. Here we go. We got it. We got it. So if you're at all interested in what I'm showing you here, you can do some crowdfunding on this. Like I said, 2 issues are out. The 3rd issue is being crowdfunded. You can go onto that crowdfunder.com/lumpyslump3. You could get all 3 issues, 1, 2, and 3. I think it's like $18 for the 3 of them plus shipping. I was prepared to do that, and then he gave me these 2, so I jumped on there and I've crowdfunded for the 3rd one because I need more Lumpy Slump. John is awesome. John is a really nice guy and super cool. He's got that. He gets this stuff. He gets this like subversive, crazy stuff. So what they do is, oh my God, look at that. Oh, John, he's awesome. John was awesome. So these are put out under an imprint that they created. 2 of them, Jeff Robertson and John Moretta, created Contraband Media. So the first Lumpy Slump came out about a year ago. He had it at the panel 1 last year when I met him. And I finally picked them up this year, and I was kicking myself all year that I didn't pick up any Lumpy Slump, so I was very happy to get some now. Look at that great like aesthetic on there. Like it's old, it's dirty and like it's a vintage piece. A really great artifact of that era of 70s and 80s heavy metal. So Lumpy Slump he's kind of wandering a post-apocalyptic wasteland. So you see here there are human skulls lined up and more skeletons here. See if I can get that right in the frame. And he comes across these post-apocalyptic rabid rabbits territory. And so Lumpy Slump is very much, it's like Lenny from, it's like Of Mice and Men. He sees something he wants and he goes after it. And basically everything is trying to kill him all the time. But he just wants to experience these things while he gets stabbed over and over and over. He's getting stabbed and stabbed and stabbed. All these rabbits are just trying to basically rip him apart. And as it sometimes goes, you accidentally poke somebody right through the eyeballs and shoot their eyeballs out the back of their head. And look, he goes, "Oh yeah, you took my eye out, but look at this one. this eye is a perfect fit. And then as you do, you get hungry, so you just eat. So basically he's running from he's Lumpy Slump stumbles his way from one potential catastrophe to another. And it's, it's really good. It's really good. Lumpy Slump is very good. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just very, very good. I think maybe what we'll need to do is do an actual read through of these ones. I have to do it when my throat is a little bit fresher. My throat is, we're almost at the end of a 2-hour stream, so my throat's a little scratchy. Or else I'd be doing all these voices. There are a lot of voices I could be doing in this. So I think we need to actually come back. I just want to give everybody a taste of this and really push out that John has a crowdfunding effort right now. It's going for another. I don't know how much longer it goes. I'm not exactly sure how much longer it goes. But I think they run it until they hopefully raise what they're looking for. But if there's anything that deserves it, like this and like that futility I was showing you, this is the stuff I live for. Like I want your like subversive grindhouse shit where it's like it's funny, it's gory, it's ridiculous. Look at this. It looks like reminds you of like Abe's Odyssey kind of thing. Yeah, and like really cool. Like, gotta get you closer to that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, it's very good stuff. And at some point here, I don't think he doesn't start off with the thing coming out of his shoulder. It happens somewhere around here. See, he's got it here. At some point here, he gets that thing. It doesn't start there at the beginning of the book. Yeah, it happens here. He gets knocked out, and then he has the thing on his shoulder going, "Hey, look at me. I'm on your shoulder." So it's cool. It reminds me of all that fun kind of stuff. Here's now I'll call this guy a pervert. This wizard guy, this guy's a pervert. Stone cold pervert right here. Yeah, Lumpy Slump, very good. We will do a read through of these at some point where I do all the voices, whether you like it or not. Let's take a look at Lumpy Slump 2. Previously in Lumpy Slump, our hero Lumpy was on a mission to find and if need be rescue his long-lost friend Gluey Lewis. Unfortunately, the evil prick Slave Maker had claimed Gluey as his own. When Lumpy jumped into action, he was frozen solid, and Slave Maker escaped with Gluey, leaving Lumpy cold and alone. Oh my god. See, and I think the art goes up to 11 in the second one. I think it was awesome in the first one, but I think just the way he was placing his lettering in that, I think it gets even stronger in the second one. Look at this cool ass cat thing. Like an elder god cat. Ugh. It's good. Like I say, I always have all these people that surround me that make me super, super jealous of what they're capable of. Let's flip ahead a bit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Lumpy got himself a shotgun at some point here. Good night, Steven. Night, night. Yeah. Like One Punch Man, but Lumpy Slump. So good. Oh, shit. He just wants to be friends with everybody. Got a coloring page in the back. What else do you want? This also reminds me of um, Shaolin Cowboy from Jeff Darrow. I've got them all on my shelf up here. It's got that sort of like, because that all takes place in a sort of post-apocalyptic, like depraved universe, a lot like this, and it's ridiculous action all the time. But that's done in like, what if Mobius did Lumpy Slump? This is like, what if a tattoo artist did Shaolin Cowboy? That's what this is. Shaolin Cowboy, if you're not into that, you should check that out as well. But this, John is killing it with this stuff. Let's take a closer look at Lumpy Slump versus the Predator. We've got a little bit of time. Got a little bit of time left. We've got Lumpy going up against a great beast. Rawr. Oh, we got the Predator coming in here. Oh, if only I could make the clicky noises he does that. Can't do that right now. Blow my vocal cords out. Yeah, this actually, the more I look at it, the more this reminds me of Jeff Darrow's Shaolin Cowboy. Because it'll do these long, protracted sessions of like crazy over the top violence and stuff, and then switch gears, like do it in this sort of almost montage style, and then zoom out and then bring these things together and almost like reset itself. So he's fighting this big large thing, and then suddenly, oops, you got no spine left because the Predator is doing it. What would it call? The Predator. Yeah, sorry, it's Lumpy Slump versus Predator. My mistake. That's my mistake. That's on me. I always get the Predator confused with something else. I don't know what. Something else. Once again, this is Lumpy Slump kind of stumbling his way through something, through a very dangerous situation. But luckily he's able to survive just about anything. Ooh, that's really good. Look how good that is. The Predator has never looked better. Lumpy, yeah, once in a while Lumpy grabs himself a gun. He got a shotgun in that last one. Once in a while he gets some. He's able to get himself an arm again as well. After having his arm blown off, he was able to attach this metal arm, I think, from the previous guy he was fighting. Is that where he got it? And then he tunes this Predator right up. Because he gets super pissed off because he keeps sticking him with stuff. In the end, he's just, Lumpy Slump's just like, cool, right on. I punched that guy's brain right out of his head. Yeah. So let's see. Lumpy is fucked. Do not attempt to fight a Predator if you come across one. Don't mimic Lumpy. Again, he's fucked. Oh, there's a few other things you could be following. So you got Lumpy Slump Official, but there's also Contraband Media, which is the imprint that Jeff and John made, and then there's John Moretta. So if you're into this stuff, the crowdfunding is still going on. Like I said, you can get the first 3 digital issues for $10 Canadian. Is what it shows me. I don't know what it'll show you. It'll convert it from wherever you are. But for me, the first 3 issues digitally is $10. Or the first 3 issues in physical form is $18 plus shipping in both cases. It looks like they're going for more of a like gory sci-fi thing on the next issue. Don't know for sure, but it looks like it's more like a little bit more sci-fi-ish. But still very much that in the post-apocalyptic, it's like Shell and Cowboy meets Fist of the North Star meets Heavy Metal, the movie, the Tarna thing where she's punching through people's faces. Hi, Dandy. How you doing? Unfortunately, we're just about to raid out pretty soon here, I think. We've been going through some amazing, amazing stuff. Good to see you, Dandy. I hope you're doing really well. We went through... Let me pull out everything we got here. We went through an amazing pile of stuff. These are all independently produced zines and comics from creators here in Canada that I've met in the last year. These are all ones I just got from a show I just did last weekend. Last weekend? I think it was last weekend. I don't know. What is time? Ooh, you did some tarot reading. Cool. I haven't had my cards done in a little while. I'll have to ask Michelle to do them for me. My partner will read cards if I ask her to do it. I don't tend to ask her though. I don't want to know. So we went through all this amazing, amazing stuff. I'm probably going to end up putting all this stuff up on YouTube after all this stuff is done, so it can live there as well. But I want to do this every week. Yeah, awesome stuff. And I got everything from stickers and decals. Look at this. Look at this. Hachi Machi. All the way from stickers and stuff to cool, amazing postcards to mini zines. All the way to more postcards and stickers and zines, and all the way to some full sort of tabloid style, newsstand style, heavy metal stuff. Oh, so good. Yeah. At some point, once Lumpy Slump 3 comes out, I want to read through all 3 of them on some streams, probably over the course of some time, because there's going to be a lot of making crazy noises and voices, which I like to do. I wish I were better at it, but I like to do it. So, okay, folks, we haven't even scratched the surface of this stuff. This is how much stuff we've still got, just in this one box. This is just one box. This is just from last weekend. I'm going to bring these 2 out right now. And then after that, I got another box. It's the same size. It might be even more full of stuff. Look at all this. And then after that box, I've got... Is it going to show it? Is it going to show it? I've got this short box, which is about half full of stuff. We're going to be going through this stuff forever. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And then after we do that short box, then we move to the shelf. And that's when we've got, oh my God, all this. After we do that, we go to the bookshelf. This is all stuff from local creators. There's that Futility I showed you earlier. Futility, Orange Planet Horror. Look at these. Look at these. We got that thread I talked about earlier. We got some stuff from Chez Prue. We got stuff from my very, very jealous always of Gillian Fleck. Look at all this stuff. We got stuff from Kay Hogan out of Edmonton. We got this. This is a compilation of stuff from Alberta. Look at this. Oh my God. I cannot wait to show you guys Pass Me By. Pass Me By is one of the greatest series that's going on right now. Cat Simmers is a revelation. Look at this. Look at this Gore comic. Look at this Gore compilation comic. We're going to go through this because Jeff Martin was in here. Jeff Martin is from Edmonton, and he's a rad dude. Look at this. We got stuff from Michael McAdams at the House of Gargs, the Two Gargoyles comics. We got a... Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. I cannot wait to show you Andrew Howell's work. Look at all this. It's amazing. We've got stuff I can be streaming for years based off this stuff. And hopefully I can. Have I disappeared? I've disappeared. I'm back. So we got lots going on. I want to show just this last thing before we go, because I'm hoping some folks from the Panel One Collective will see this from the community here. I cannot identify who these are from. They are gorgeous. They are amazing, these two postcards. Unfortunately, I forgot to ask them to write their names on the back. I was asking anyone with postcards that didn't have names on them to write their name on the back to remind me who to attribute these to. If anyone in the Panel One community here in Calgary happens to know who created these, I've been searching and I'm going to keep searching. Once I find out who to attribute these to, we will show them again on one of these Comix Zone streams.